welcome back to the Horror Film Prophet. I am your humble host, and this is a place to journey through the recesses of despair, fear, and death through the horror genre to learn more about what it means to be human. And today we're going to be looking at the Candyman trailer. It comes out in like 7 days. I've been trying to get to this trailer for a while. You know, I'm excited about this film, not just as a Jordan Peele, but this is a sequel to a terrific film that came out in 1992, Candyman. So it's kind of a sequel to that, and I'm interested to see how it's a sequel to that. Honestly, you know, that film was a really good example of a layered film with layers. You know. Tony Todd is terrific in that film. His portrayal of Candyman is up there, and I think the pantheon of actors who have played great screen monsters. We can talk about that, you know, later, but I think he's definitely on the list for his portrayal of Candyman. The way he says, "I am the writing on the wall," or "be my victim," man, it's very haunting, and there's going to be a breakdown of the original film. You know, I'm going to be working on that, but let's get to this trailer now. But before we do, if you guys like this content, you know, please like and subscribe. If you guys want to look at a specific trailer or a specific film that you guys want analyzed, please leave it in the comment section below. So, all right, let's get to it.
Candyman. The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
Who would do that?
Candyman. 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 Candyman.
Well, we're still alive. Let's go. Trina, you broke the door. This isn't funny!
I feel really connected to this neighborhood. Cabrini Green. It was a project. I just moved in around the corner.
The old candy factory.
I'm an artist.
You looking for Candyman?
He's the monster. It's part of this neighborhood.
Why are you drawn to this?
I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman. The mirror invites you to summon him. You should say his name. I dare you.
Candyman. Candyman.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Don't say that.
Candyman.
I think I made a mistake. I brought him back.
Candyman isn't real!
Something's happening to me.
He had a purpose for you to be another one of his terrible stories.
I guess he found me. I am the writing on the wall. The sweet smell of blood. Be my victim.
This is not real. It's not real. Candyman.
Right off the bat, that was fantastic. Just kind of sticks out to me, you know, that one small piece. You know, why don't we listen to people who seem to have experiential knowledge about the things that we don't? You know, this warning to don't go there. You don't want to be there, and yet, oftentimes, you know, I myself included, you know, whatever it is that we're seeking, whatever this thing that we're drawn to that this person is warning us about, whether it's a place or something that we're doing, we just can't or don't switch that. Listen, why? But don't do that. That was really good. That was certainly a highlight for me. The other was the other interesting thing, the bathroom scene. I thought that was funny. Well, we're still alive, or we're still here. Oftentimes in horror films, it's maybe one or two people that are isolated to with the killer. And in this case, it's just a group of them. So much for there being strength in numbers. You can also be killed in numbers too, in mass, and that's oops. The whole peer pressure has consequences things, but this trailer, there's a lot going on here. Just in terms of seeing Chicago the way it is, and seeing, this old candy factory in this neighborhood where Cabrini Green used to be, the housing projects and the whole history that goes along with that, that's tied to the history of space and the history of use. I have another video on a film, Session 9, that deals with an abandoned asylum, and I raised the same question there. Can a space be reclaimed? Or do the events that happen there just kind of echo and live on long after they've passed? That energy, whether it's an energy or a spirit, how do you reclaim a space? And this is a big issue, gentrification, shared space projects. So the old candy factory turned into apartment homes, fits that bill, so that, it's going to be interesting to see how this film, kind of, it raises that question, or kind of answers those questions. With our protagonist here, it seems he is an artist, an aspiring photographer, painter, in the same way Candyman was whenever he was alive, before he was murdered. And, being drawn to this neighborhood and being drawn to the story, why would you want to spread his name? That was like my first reaction was, why? You know what the legend is. The stories surrounding his name and the death and destruction that seems to follow. Do you honestly believe they're just urban legends, or what do you do with that? So this connection that he feels to this neighborhood. Specifically, why would you want to spread a name that's been the cause of so much despair? That's a great question, especially since the monster of Candyman is so much a part of that neighborhood, and there seems to be the laundromat, the guy in the laundromat with the dry cleaning, saying, oh, so you live in the candy factory, you want to know about Candyman. So there are two people now that are warning this guy about Candyman, and yet he is continually being drawn towards Candyman and his story, and you get the I am the writing on the wall, and be my victim. What is this call to be his victim? This definitely seems to be this character. The more he gets drawn to that neighborhood, the more he encounters this monster of that neighborhood. The more he tries to spread his name, the more he becomes like him. And that's also great use of "Say My Name" by Destiny's Child. Very haunting and appropriate here in as it relates to calling Candyman to come show up. Yeah, this looks really good. And how do you how do you how do you square that, right? So this making him a part of his story. This looks pretty terrifying. And so I'm excited to go out and see this and to kind of have these questions answered, and to be scared. Obviously, that's we're all drawn to horror films in some way for some reason, and this one looks like a very good one. So we're gonna leave it there for today. Once I see the film, I will probably make a follow-up video to kind of give you my thoughts on it, and maybe break it down in terms of a review. But this I'm excited about this film. So if you guys have any other films you guys want to look at and discuss, please leave it in the comment section below. And until we see each other again.